Well, it's nice to be in Washington, D.C., where I was born here. And I like it here, because I like any city. I like cities. I don't like cities that are too advanced. You know, I was in Zurich, and they have so much, you know, they're like, here's the bike. You want the bicycle? It's yours. Just have it. It's nice. And they have the garbage with the 8 fucking holes of different shapes. It's like an IQ test for a monkey. I don't know what the fuck. This one hole has a picture of a cup, and the next one has a picture of a cup that's a little different. I'm standing there with a dead baby. I don't know where I'm supposed to... What am I supposed to do with that? It doesn't go in the newspaper slot, but otherwise I don't know. I like cities. I don't like little places. When I go to Europe, I go to the big cities. Everybody tells you that, don't go to Madrid. You got just go to Madrid for like a day. And then you got to take a train. And you have to go to It's a beautiful little old village. And you're gonna love it. Fuck you, you don't know me. I'm not gonna love a village in Europe with a bell that goes pang, like whenever. And a dog walking alone. I don't like cute little places. I don't like little towns in America either, with little shops. Oh, look at that little shop. Let's go in that little shop. Now let's get a divorce. Isn't that a better idea? You go in there. I'll just walk away. Just tell the kids I was a pilot and I got shot down. I don't like little shops. I'm uncomfortable in a little shop. You go in and it's like, clill-a-ling-ling, clill-a-ling. Now it's just you and her. You're surrounded by her dream. And you can't just go, ugh, and leave. Like, she saw you. You have to go all the way in now and look at all the little crafts that she made. You made this? Really? You made this instead of killing yourself? I fucking wish I was that mean. I really do. All my fantasies are about being mean, just having the balls to like walk in a little store like that and just go like, oh, I don't like this at all. I don't like it in here. Mm-mm. What's your name, Debbie? Fuck you, Debbie. I don't like your store. I was in Florida recently. I don't like Florida at all. That's a shit state full of shit people. That's what I think. I hate Florida. I hate it. I hate the whole thing. The entire... It looks like it doesn't look like a dick. People say that. It looks like a shit coming out. If you look at it, it's like America's ass. And it's a shit that's just that you're trying to... And there's a little... Cuba's like a little... that came first. That's what I think of Florida. Every time there's a hurricane, I'm like, yeah, get them all, Melissa. No, I don't mean any of that. It's just fun. It's fun to pretend. I was in a sushi restaurant in Florida, and it was empty. You ever go to a restaurant, and it's open, but you're literally the only person in there. You walk in, the staff is like sitting at the tables, you know? And you walk in, you're like, are you open? They're like, yeah. And you go, oh, good. And they're like, oh, we gotta fire up the whole fucking restaurant for this one guy now? So I ordered a lot of sushi because I felt bad for wasting their time. And I didn't eat most of it because I don't like sushi. And so the waitress comes over, she's Japanese, and she says, you know Finnish? Which is what she said. I'm not It's just what she said. I'm not going to change what she fucking said. I'm not going to lie to you and say that she said you're not going to finish that, because it doesn't happen to be what she said. And I have to do the accent, because it's weird if I tell you that she said, you know finish? So I'm stuck. I'm just telling you what happened. She said, you know finish? Do you know finish? That's exactly what she said. It's a perfect replica. No, it was subtle. She said, you know finish? And I said, no, I know finish. Because I think that's polite to repeat people's bad English to them. Otherwise, you're being a dick. It's like, you know finish? No, I am not going to finish. You left out a lot of words. I took the liberty of restoring them. I actually have a girlfriend, but we're struggling because she lives in France. She's French. She lives all the way over there, and we haven't been able to see each other for a year because of the disease. I have AIDS. She's great, though. She sends me presents all the time. That's how she keeps it going. She sends me gifts in the mail. I get something from her every week. Sometimes it's chocolate from France or a shirt she wishes I would wear instead of things like this. And sometimes she sends something to make fun of me because she's a little fucked up. So last time, she sent me a pair of little girl's panties. And yeah, I was like, that's not funny. Because these are in my house now. I can't get rid of them. It's like nuclear waste. Think about it. I can't throw them out because I can't have people find little girls' panties in my garbage with coffee grounds and butter on them. And every solution I think of makes it worse. Like if I put them in a bag inside another bag and layers of duct tape and wrapped in tin foil. Or if I put them in a coffee can and I nail it shut and I bury it in the park in the middle of the night. Or if I cut them into tiny pieces and throw away one piece each week in a different town. My friend tried to help me. He's like, why don't you just burn them? I'm like, do you understand? Even if there's a 1 in a million chance I get caught burning little girls' panties. So I'm wearing them right now. So, yeah. It's the only solution I could come up with. I wear them every day. And I hand wash them. And then I dry them like this. Just right on the little strawberries. I had written the part of Uncle Pete. Actually, I wrote it for Joe Pesci.
Right.
That's who I had in mind. And I got Joe Pesci's phone number. My manager got it, and I called him. He said, where the fuck did you get my phone number? Oh. The first thing he said, I don't know you. Yeah. I don't know you. And he said, I watched some of your stuff after I got, because I left him a message. He said, I watched you stand up, which I can tell you're just trying that and you're no good at it. He told me you're no good at stand up. He said, quit that now.
Oh, my God. Is he kidding?
No, he was being serious.
You stupid fuck.
He said, as an actor, you're okay.
Right.
But the stand-up, you get out now.
Were you looking
for you?
You weren't looking for an opinion, were
No,
you?
I wasn't.
What is that? Is the greatest story I ever heard.
It was the greatest phone call of my life. I was so happy.
What do you think was behind that? Do you think
He doesn't think I'm funny.
Yeah,
You don't look like a beginner.
But
No.
I mean, if he looked you up, he'd see that you do have
He
some.
didn't look that far. He saw what he saw, you know?
Right. I
He
mean-
watched a little bit of my stand-up. And he said, but I'm calling to tell you, and I don't want to do your show,
Right.
but I just want to give you a little cheer and tell you, as an actor, you got a future if you stick with it. That's what he said to me.
Now, what-
And I said to him, Joe, you have to let me pitch my show to you. And I actually went to his house in New Jersey, and
Yeah.
we talked about, he liked the scripts.
Yes.
And he liked what I wrote for him, and I was there for a whole day and night at
Oh,
his house.
wow.
Great guy. I had a great time with him.
And the answer was still no.
He said no. But while I was there, he lectured me about don't ever eat a woman's pussy. He gave me this whole thing about never go down on a woman.
Because of that throat cancer, right?
No.
Why not go
Why-
down on
why
a
don't
woman?
Because
you do
it
it?
makes you beneath her, and you can never rise above a man. He said this whole thing to me.
You got a point.
And I said to him, you know, I need to write that into this show. And he let me have it, and it's in the show.
Yeah.
But in the end, he declined to do the show.
I thought Joe Pesci was saying, let's not have, don't eat a woman's pussy because there's these, the HPV,
virus.
Yeah.
the virus, and Michael Douglas said he got throat cancer from
I
eating
guess
pussy.
so. I don't know.
Will you eat pussy now, or will you listen
Sure.
to Joe
Oh, it
Pesci?
depends on the pussy.
Yeah.
Depends entirely on the pussy.
Did anything prompt him to say that, or it just was?
I don't remember how the conversation got there, but everything he said to me
Yes.
was great.
Yes.
And so he said to me I was welcome to the material for the show, which I did use.
the pussy material.
Yeah, and then he decided not to do it because he doesn't love being famous, and he only works when he wants to. He's living his
Right.
life. He's not turned on by, like, he said to me in the end, I think your show is going to be very successful, and for
Right.
that reason I'm
That's
declining.
too much for him.
That's
Isn't
right.
it amazing though that he had you to his home and you
Yeah,
spent
lovely guy.
and you slept over? I guess.
No, I left him pretty late, but I
Yeah.
left eventually.
And what goes on for the full day? You mean you're constantly pitching? You're
Dinner,
telling, yeah.
hanging around, smoking cigarettes, and
Yeah.
he said to me, "Don't ever let anybody tell you these are bad for you. That's a lie."
Oh my God.
Did you put that in the script?
No, I didn't. But
That's
it was
a word
great.
of wisdom.
That's a
he
character.
took me up to his He got a room where he's got a lot of his cool stuff, and he handed me. He said, "When I was a young actor, Liza Minnelli let me hold her Oscar." As a good luck,
Right.
And then he handed me his Oscar, and he let me
Wow.
hold on to it. He's a very nice guy.
Sweet guy.
Yeah,
And what an actor.
one of the best ever, and one of the funniest guys that ever lived.
And isn't it interesting how he's able to say no to a lot of things? Like he doesn't want to be famous.
Doesn't feel like
because
it.
I was going to say, what is he busy doing that he
Right.
couldn't be
That
in your
he's
show?
turning you down.
He
Yeah.
likes
got
his free
life.
time.
He's
What does
got
he do?
his life.
Play golf? Or?
He's got his family. Yeah, he plays golf. He's got
Right.
his family over for dinner every night. He's got a daughter who he dotes on, who he just loves.
Loves, yeah.
And he loves his family. He takes care of a lot of people.
Yeah.
So that's what he does.
Do you think he's an actor, or is he really that guy, Joe Pesci?
No, he is a great actor.
He
He
is.
talked to me a lot about acting and what he calls it behavior, not acting. And,
Right.
And he talked about what it takes out of him to play these guys, and
Wow.
it's a draining thing to him. So he takes it very seriously. It's not a joke to him.
Guys who take it seriously probably have so much anxiety
Sure.
acting. Like if you were to interview Joe Pesci, you'd probably find out that he's just filled with angst no matter how successful
that's
he is.
true.
What a shame, too, because I'd love to
He's
see
so
it.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so
Thought about the other idea I had loosely years ago was Joe Pesci should be in a sitcom. That was
Yeah.
another idea I had. Joe Pesci should have a sitcom.
And you met him, right?
Well, this is before I'd never met him.
Right.
And so I created the character for him being Uncle Pete. Started to try to get Joe Pesci to do it. I went to his house.
You
and asked
did?
him- yeah, I went to his house in New Jersey.
Now you're at a level now where people are like, you're a guy.
I can get folks on the phone, yeah.
Yeah. So you go to Joe Pesci's
I went
house.
to Joe Pesci's house. And
That must have been great.
it was one of the greatest things ever. Yeah, it was really great. And then Joe Pesci passed. And
What was it like hanging out with him?
Joe was, he's a very raw human being.
Yeah.
He gave me a cigarette.
Yeah.
And he goes, don't ever let anybody tell you these are bad for you. That's a fucking lie. Like, he really thinks it's a lie that cigarettes are bad for you. And, I spent time with his family, and he takes care of them. He's a caretaker kind of a guy, but he's also fiercely protective of his privacy. He doesn't like being famous.
Yeah.
And he's a good guy. I mean, all I know is my time with him. I had a great time at his house. He really hosted me nicely. Gave me a lot of advice, very paternal advice. Talked to me about the character at length of Uncle Pete. And it eventually passed and said, you can have everything I've said to you. And
Did it help you?
Yes, there's a huge monologue in this show by Alan Alda,
Yeah.
who plays the part I had written for him. that is, Joe said that to me about going down on a woman about oral sex. And I just couldn't believe it. When he said it, I was like, Joe, that's going to be in the show. And he goes, yeah, you can have it. And I sent him, after he said no, I still sent him a couple of scripts, and he would call me and he'd go like, listen, you fuck. Like, he called me one day, you dummy, you're going to write Archie Bunker again? This fucking character has no depth. He's a fucking idiot, and it's been done. So are you going to listen to me? I'm like, yes, Joe, tell me what's wrong with Uncle Pete. And he'd tell me stuff, and I learned from him. It was great. Anyway, then we killed Uncle Pete, and him telling Pete about eating pussy is his last words was all Joe Pesci's thing. But he turned it into this thing. Joe Pesci started by telling me you don't eat pussy because it makes you into a schmuck, and even women that do it, he doesn't like them.
Yeah.
But then he says, but that's because love is you face each other and you come at the same time, and nothing is and nothing else is worth it.
Yeah.
Hold out for real love.
Yeah.
Joe Pesci said that to me.
Yeah.
And so for Uncle Pete to say that to him, don't ever do that, son. Don't ever eat a pussy. And then he shoots himself. And I'm sorry for the spoiler for whoever's listening.
I have a question for you. The industry acceptance, when you were like on your mountaintop, the industry, you, especially because you worked your way up through the industry and that's the only way to get in the industry, you were the darling. Everything this guy does is amazing, groundbreaking, etc. Is that addictive? Because after 2017, it's not there anymore, but you're still putting out the same product. The fans still like it the same. So is that something that you feel like, man, fuck, I missed that? Or is it like, nah, I'm still putting out the same product.
Good
the fans
question.
are coming.
And it was actually a great discovery for me because I didn't know what it would be like. Because when you're there and we're taking private jets to do stadiums, which is kind of a grind. It's not really what got me into comedy was the big stuff. And I'm also never been comfortable with big fame. The big, like, oh my God, fame is just, it doesn't make me feel like I like feeling like a person.
Yeah.
So when somebody treats you bigger than that or less than that, both stink to me.
Yeah.
It just makes me uncomfortable. I don't identify with that. And the industry, I knew it from, I've been doing this for 37 years. So that I was in it long enough to know that when I was getting a lot of acceptance from there, I was like, yeah, right. Like, I know this is short-lived. I know this is conditional.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of it is just wind. It's not really, but again, there's actual human beings involved. I had partners in the industry who I had really meaningful relationships with, who I'm really grateful to, like FX. Yeah. FX, even after my series Louis is on my website now. They let me have it. Yeah. And I paid for it. I paid them.
Right.
But they did, that's an unusual thing. They took it down from every other service and they gave it to me, and you can only get on my website now. That was a really great thing, and they did that for me. So that's a human thing to do.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I found out was when I just needed to just work again, and sometimes just comedy clubs, there is this fear when you're up there. If I ever had to just go back to the Funny Bone, sitting next to the soda machine as it out into the room, the smell of fried food, I may just have to kill myself if I go back. But I got back there and I was so happy. I loved it because I just loved telling the fucking jokes. And I'm closer to the crowd. And the money you make as a stand-up selling out a comedy club over a weekend is ridiculous. It's that it's close to my that's enough point. Is just, they give you the whole fucking door. And it's insanely good money. So money-wise, I was like, I can live on that. And then make it,
and the fans pay less, which is something that's important
right.
to you.
And then when you get little bumps, like, hey, I'm back in the theaters. This is so fucking fun. Didn't know if I'd be back in the theaters, but it's just doing the work was plenty. I don't miss that shit at all. The mountaintop. A mountaintop is a place you visit. You don't fucking live
there.
You don't live in a tent sucking oxygen. It's actually not fun up there. It's a goal, but it's not a life. It's a place to visit, and it's a place to be seen from miles around, so you can collect. I have fans now from a lot of different places. I have fans all over Europe. I play all over the world because of the opportunity I was given by those people in Hollywood to get up high. But now I've got
they're with me. I was smart enough to collect them on my own to find a way to get directly to them.
Yeah.
Did you
But
do
I
that?
don't miss being like shit red carpets and being on
Yeah.
lists and
Yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of stuff.
I think comics are too self-aware to enjoy that.
To enjoy that stuff.
That like red carpet
A
treatment.
lot
Like, yeah, we're
of them
people.
love it. A lot of them love it. Some people need that. They like that's their indicator that they are alive. That's their indicator that they're doing something.
Yeah.
I think that's sad. That's not sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also not based on you. It's based on a trend. I got a lot of attention that I didn't have coming to me.
Yeah.
I'm proud of the work I did, but it was like, are you kidding me? You know?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when I
yeah,
saw
yeah.
comics looking at me going like, dude, enough. I agreed with them. I'm like,
was
it's,
one of them.
yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm sure you were. It's just like, it was enough already.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, you know, you don't want to be that guy.
Right.
You know, so
There's a Jerry Seinfeld, to quote your boy. Jerry Seinfeld was accepting an award.
my boy.
Yeah, was accepting an award for something. I forget what it was. Peabody Award, I don't know, something.
That's a great video. It's like the Philly bird thing.
It was, and he's up there and he goes, I don't want to be here. I want to be in the back with a bunch of comics making fun of this whole stupid
Yeah.
thing that we're all here for.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what you have. And I think that's what we have. I mean, it's stupid.
Yeah.
The red carpet thing is dumb. All of it is dumb.
Yeah.
If the
It's dumb,
people
and
love
it's-
you, what the fuck else do you need? You
Yeah.
don't need these 5 guys
You
voting.
don't need that. You don't need the press. You don't need them saying that. There are good versions of all of that.
Yeah.
It's cool to read a review of your work that's well written, that's
Yeah.
thoughtful, that's positive.
Yeah.
Sure, that feels good, but I would, if it's between that and the audience getting off on it, not even the audience loving and coming, but
Yeah.
the audience knowing that you're hitting them,
Yeah.
then the rest of it can go fuck itself. It's meaningless.
I have a follow-up based on what you said about getting your own emails and not liking the mountaintop. Did you do that knowing I don't want to be here for long? Did you do that with like, I'm getting the fuck out of this whole thing that I'm in right now?
I know that people don't stay up there. That's
Yeah.
always been clear to me.
So
I
you said
always
it-
knew that was temporary.
He said
So-
it in an Opie and Anthony interview. They're like, you got private jets, you got all this kind of stuff, and you're like, yeah, it's not gonna last for a
It's
while.
not, can't.
Yeah, yeah.
When I first got my show
were
at
right.
FX, which wasn't, I was dead right. I was dead right. When I first got my show at FX, John Landgraf, who became my friend who runs the place, he just he asked me if I'd ever seen The Shield. What was their first big success.
Great show.
So he sent me 10, it was DVDs then, sent me all of the 10 seasons, and I lost my mind watching The Shield.
Yeah, yeah.
I watched all 10 seasons and I was obsessed with every character and every actor. And you can tell when they're making the show, the way they walk on the set, they're like, I'm on a hit.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
on a hit.
Yeah.
I can do anything after this. None of those people are working anymore.
Yeah.
None of them. Michael Chiklis is a monster. You can't even see his face. And all those other ones, they were like, I mean, some of them, Walton Goggins is like, keeps finding work and he's a great voice.
Yeah.
But they're not what they were on that show. And they were winning everything and they were all anybody was talking about.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad story. That's a good story. You get to be this shining thing,
Yeah.
but you got to give it up. You got to be willing to give it up
Yeah.
and dismount. I was dismounted. It's a little different than dismounting. And I'm grateful for that because I don't know what it would have been like. I don't know. I did prepare for it well.
That's
yes,
what
I
thought.
did. But the trip down, no matter how it's done, I think is rough.
It's
for
rough.
anybody.
Is it cool?
Nobody gives it up on purpose. Nobody goes like,
I've had
that's enough.
Yeah, only
Which is-
George Washington.
That's right.
Life is short. Life is very short. I like life. I like it. I feel like even if it ends up being short, I got lucky to have it because life is an amazing gift when you think about what you get with a basic life. Not even a particularly lucky life or a healthy life. If you have a life, here's your boilerplate deal with life. This is basic cable. What you get when you get life. You get to be on Earth. First of all, oh my God, what a location. This is Earth, and for trillions of miles in every direction, it fucking sucks so bad. It's so shitty that your eyes bolt out of your head because it sucks so bad. You get to be on Earth and look at shit. As long as you're not blind or whatever it is, you get to be here. You get to eat food. You get to put bacon in your mouth. I mean, when you have bacon in your mouth, it doesn't matter who's president or anything. You just, Every time I'm eating bacon, I think I could die right now, and I mean it. That's how good life is. You get to fuck. That's free if you're smart. That's That comes with. That's part of the deal. Where else are you going to get that deal? You get to put your dick in there and go in and out. Pretty good. And if you're a woman, you get to just lay back and just have a dick just shoving in and out of you awkwardly. Anytime you want. Anytime you want. If you're a gay man, you get to just fill your boyfriend's ass with your dick. Just fill it all the way to the balls. And it's nice and warm and tight in there. And he's your buddy. If you're a lesbian, you get to do all the stuff they're doing. And, it's a great deal. You get to eat, you get to fuck, you get to read To Kill a Mockingbird. It's a great life. So when it, I'm not worried about it ending. It's pretty good.
Gravity was fucked
smoking.
up.
Gravity.
That didn't freak you out a little bit?
Well, 3D IMAX High. Like, you know how they have those logos? It should say, like, 3D IMAX High is the best way to see a movie like Gravity.
Yeah.
I didn't otherwise I didn't like the performances.
Right.
And I didn't know why these are the people
that were in the
who
movie
are being called the astronauts.
Right. Yeah.
It's two people, and you could have gotten anybody.
They should have just had
it wouldn't
two.
have been these two, terrific, made great contributions to theater of the screen.
Yes, of course.
But why fill their faces with chemicals to make sure they look like astronauts? I mean, you could get. There's so many people.
Right.
And also the idea that she's like a reluctant astronaut. There's no such thing as like someone's like, oh, I mean, the other thing didn't work out, so I'm an astronaut.
Yeah.
And
so
I hate
astronaut
space.
was something to fall back on.
Yeah, I'm so stressed out when I'm in space.
Like a trade.
Yes. This is what would happen if you're like, she's some scientist.
Mm-hmm.
You go to NASA if you got a interview.
Yeah.
Okay, you be her, okay?
All right.
And I'm going to ask you about how you feel about the program and sound a little hesitant.
Okay.
Okay, so how are you excited to try out to be an astronaut? Get the fuck out of here now. Get the fuck out of my office. There's the greatest people alive do this.
Right.
Everybody
Get the
wants
fuck
that
outta
gig.
here.
And it's their dream from the second they left the womb.
Right.
All they want to do is go
right.
into
They
space.
never gave up on being an astronaut.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're obsessed with being an astronaut and you are the best at everything that you do, you're still going to wash out and not get to space.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And yet this fucking like, ugh. And I get vertigo. No, you don't. Fuck you. And I don't know, whatever. And then, but when you're that fucking stoned, and you're in the picture and you're going inside of the helmet, looking at the world from inside the helmet, it's pretty cool.
Not a freak out though. You're not a freak out pot guy where it's like, this is like fucking freaking me out.
No, because they don't know I'm watching them, so they're not interacting with me. If I interact with human beings who are looking at me,
that'll freak
I don't
out
like
a little bit.
That would be the thing.
Yeah.
The vastness of space thing would get me a little.
No, I could fall right into that. I was excited.
Okay.
Except for I was getting also irritated by the lack of truth with the physics. Because they had an opportunity to teach people physics.
Right. Where did they fail?
Were they
Just a
really
bunch of
off?
shit.
There was a couple of times where they said they were off, like when they were holding each other's fingers. They said all she would have had to do in real life is just pull back gently and he would have come right back.
That's right. There's the whole, basically, the entire crux of the drama of the movie was a giant fuck you to physics.
Physics.
The idea that
pas.
she's holding him and there's some force pulling him more and more, like an increasing force from what? There's nothing.
Centrifugal force, was it?
No, I don't think so.
Were they spinning?
Nope.
No, they weren't.
Oh,
weren't
then
spinning.
yeah. Okay. Well, although if she pulled like
A
that,
teeny bit, he would have come right back.
But
and also when
she
she's
would have gone
spinning,
forward too.
when she's spinning,
Yeah.
and she's going
Yeah.
oh god, close your fucking eyes, close them. You're not feeling it. You're not feeling yourself spin.
Right.
Close your eyes.
Yeah.
That's all you
Because
would
the
have to
Earth is
do.
doing this.
It's
spinning
all
around.
relative to
Close your eyes
like
for
the Earth. So
60 seconds.
yeah.
She wouldn't even have to be reminded, but even if, honey, close your eyes. All right. Okay, good. I'm good.
Everything's fine
I'm
now.
good.
That's a good point, but I wouldn't have thought of that if I was spinning away into nothingness either. She probably just forgot.
She forgot.
Yeah, no, she's clumsy and forgetful.
Hesitant.
She's like Lucy. And,
George asked her where she's from. Like, when they know all that,
Yeah,
that took me out of the movie. I'm like, they would know all that
yeah.
before they went up there. Right, but So tell me about you. Where are you
They
from?
would know everything about
Every
each
detail.
What did they talk about during the training? He just kept saying your cunt stinks a lot. That's all he talked about in the training is how her
that
cunt
was the
was.
first 1,000 things he said. 1,001 was where you from.
Yeah,
Where
do you have
from?
any kids ever fall out of that dump?
Yeah, and guess what? If you have like a background that's edgy, like your son died,
Right.
they also, we're not putting you in space.
Right.
That's going to come up.
That could be a problem.
Yeah,
It's going to come
you're
up.
gonna bum everybody out with that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need you up there all of a sudden waxing fantastic about your kid
No.
and
Worthless.
fucking things up.
No,
Well, you
billions
know,
of dollars that shit costs up there.
they had a
They need boring, steel, fucking nerved people.
Right. You ever watch some of those guys on camera when they're having the spacewalk? Like they got to replace that giant cooling unit that's the size of a refrigerator. Their dialogue back and forth is just the most
Mundane.
technical, dull,
right. Yeah.
fucking. The bolt is out.
Right.
Well, like
Right.
if you ever listen to black box recordings to fall asleep,
Yeah,
at night,
yeah.
Have you ever jack off to black box recordings?
yes. Yeah, voice recording.
Yes, they have some on YouTube. And
I've
stuff.
seen. I've actually was listening to some of those just last week.
Yeah.
I
Jesus.
swear. They're
Well,
fucking
they are
tragic.
the
Challenges
pilots,
are going, right.
even in the worst conditions, are
Yeah.
steel until the very last second.
Yeah, then you got
They're
the
like,
old,
okay,
"Ah!"
we're gonna try this. We're gonna try this. This didn't work. This didn't work. The wing came off. We're going down. We're 50 yards from the ground. Ah, I'm dead! It's the last sound. It's like, ah!
It is the last.
But they're not
right
panicking.
before it, they're like, we'll try this. We'll
Yeah.
try this.
Yeah.
That's what all pilots are like. And people in space are like the 0.00001% best of
that.
those people.
Right.
That's so
Crazy.
That's exactly what it was.
That guy
too.
Sully, who landed the plane on the Hudson,
yeah.
steel nerves, he would have washed out. He would have never made it.
Never would have made it to
No.
space.
Yeah.
Something fucked up there. He would have been fucked. But meanwhile, in the plane,
Nah.
we're not going to make it. We're in the river.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
We're going to
pretty
try
calm.
the river.
We're going to try the river.
We're going to try the river.
That's literally what he said.
Right.
Well,
Shit about me and my white people problems. I want to talk to the lady from Texas who's, well, how can I help you? That's the lady I want. I just know it. Hello, American. Oh, fuck, you don't care. There's no way. Why would you? I'm in my underwear. Hi, I have a layover in Dallas that's really long, and I was wondering if... She's like, oh, really? I haven't had a clean glass of water in 10 years, okay? 2 of my kids died this morning. I still came to work, you fat shit. I can hear you're fat over the phone. Why don't you hang up and kill yourself? Why would she care? Probably just God. Standing at the ATM. I can't believe they Probably just God. Standing at the ATM. I can't believe they make me go like this. Stupid. What the fuck are you complaining about? You push a button in and money comes out of fucking slots. It used to be that way. When I was younger, you had to go in the bank. Remember that? You had to go inside the bank. Now you look in the bank, you're like, what are those people doing in there? Are they cleaning? The money's out here. I used to like when my phone rang. Now it's always some idiot calling me. AT&T calls me every day. Hi, it's AT&T. You're calling. If you want to switch to AT&T, it's good service because you call your friend on the phone. And they can be in another part of the area. And you call them, and you don't have to yell or anything. You're just right there. So what do you think? Would you like to switch? It only costs some money. Would you like to switch for the AT&T? And I'm like, no, I already have AT&T. I have it already. Why are you calling me? Well, still, you want some more? Because it's good. Get some more AT&T. It's better than other ones. I know, I have it! Stop fucking calling me!
I'll do all the announcements that you would have heard. Please turn off your cell phones. Don't. I mean, you can take pictures, but turn off the flash. That's stupid because it's not. You know, like when you're watching the World Series and there's all like that, like your flash is lighting Yankee Stadium. Just leave your flash off. If you have, don't yell out during the show. If you have something you want to say to me, totally. This is what we do. We write it down, and then you go outside in the lobby. And then you go home and you kill yourself. Because that's selfish. This is a rhetorical performance. It's got nothing to do with you. Don't text or Twitter during the show. Just live your life. Don't keep telling people what you're doing. Just because also, it lights up your big dumb face. It lights it up. I see this beautiful sea of darkness within just one guy. So don't do that.
I have this friend, he has a phone that can IM, he can instant message, and so now I really want him to die because I'm sick of getting these fucking messages from him on his phone. I'm in a shoe store. That's the whole message. We're not secret agents. I don't need to know where you are. So I get this message from him. He says, I'm on an airplane in Seattle. So I wrote back and I said, well, I hope your plane crashes. And he gets pissed off and he calls me, take it back, we're about to take off. I'm like, fuck you, I hope it crashes. I don't have to take it back. Hope it crashes twice. Hope it crashes and kills Haffy and they go, fuck it, let's try again, and they take off and crash again. I hope that happens. Sincerely, I hope it. And he tries to make, he goes, well, how are you going to feel now if my plane crashes after you went and said that? I'm like, are you shitting me? That would be amazing. To know that I can do that? I'd happily trade your life for knowledge of my powers. He's one of those guys who just makes you hate him because, you know when you have a friend that you hate, you can't break up with your friends, you know? He always starts conversations that I don't want to have. You know, he's like, hey, what would you do if you had a time machine? I'm like, fuck you. I don't... You know what? I wouldn't use it. I just let it sit in my house. I'd put a drink on it, and yeah, I got a time machine. I never even wanted it. I don't know. I'm not interested. I'd use it to go back 30 minutes ago and punch you in the fucking face before you asked me that. That's all. One use. So he goes, well, here's what I would do. Because, of course, that's the whole fucking point of asking me, is to stare at me while I say mine and then say his. So he said if he had a time machine, he would kill Hitler. Like, he would go back and kill Hitler. I love that he thinks he can just kill Hitler just because he just goes back there and walk up and kill the dude. And I was thinking, that's a noble purpose for a time machine. I would do that, but I would have gone back then, but I wouldn't have killed Hitler. I would have raped him. That's what I thought. Because I think that would have been enough. I think that would have stopped him from doing all that shit. If he had been raped by me, he never would have pulled any of that stuff, man. Should we invade Poland? No, I'll just take a shower. I don't feel good. He would have... Low self-esteem and, you know. But anyway, I'm glad I'm here because of you, and I want to do a good show for you. That's my job. That's the simplest thing in the world to me, is that you should do your job. You should do it well. And not because of how well you get paid, but because that's your job. I never understand people when I go to a place to get a thing and they do their job shitty out of spite for how shitty their job is. It makes no sense to me. Why wouldn't you want it? Why do you have to make my coffee sarcastically? I don't give you care. Hear your majesty, enjoy your coffee. You know, why? Why wouldn't you want it to go? You know why? Because you're 20, you piece of shit. That's why. Because you're a 20-year-old piece of shit. I'm sorry, but I am prejudiced against everyone who's 20 years old that works at a place. Because they just think that if you just stand there and hate it, somebody will go, oh, well, then let's make you a director. That's how that works. Just if you, clearly you're better than this. 20-year-olds are the worst people because that is a person who has been taking and just sucking up and absorbing fucking education and love and products and just giving nothing back. They're ripe like a big fat ripe orange on a tree, and the tree's like, get the fuck out of here. Jesus, this is crazy. What? Fuck you, I don't want to go. If you're 20, I guarantee you never did anything for anybody. Yes, you went to Guatemala on a school trip and they told you helped, but you didn't help at all. You were a way bigger pain in the ass than you were any help to those. They're like, I got a mudslide in my house and I got to babysit a fucking college student. Just take a picture of her with a shovel so she can put it on Facebook and leave us alone. I had such an amazing experience. Really? Did you take from them too, you motherfucker?
My daughter was having a dance thing at her school. They had this big dance. Anyway, we all went, all the parents, and everybody's there, and everybody's got their phone. Every single parent. It was an amazing thing to watch because kids are dancing, and every parent is standing there like this. Every single person was blocking their vision of their actual child with their phone. And the kids, I went over by the stage, and the kids, there's people holding iPads in front of their faces. It looked like we're all in the witness protection program. Like the kids can't see their parents. And everybody's watching a shitty movie of something that's happening 10 feet. Like, look at your fucking kid. The resolution on the kid is unbelievable. If you just look, it's totally HD. Why are you taping this? You're never gonna watch it. In a million years, you're not gonna watch videos of your kids doing shit you missed the first time it happened. You don't watch it, you just put it on Facebook. Here, you watch it. I want to take a nap now. And then you get to read all the comments. Oh my God! It's so cute! And guess what? They're not watching it either. They're not watching the video. These kids are dancing for no one. Nobody watches the videos on your Facebook. They see the first frame of a kid and they go, that's very... Nobody watches the videos on your Facebook. They see the first frame of a kid and they go, that's very nice. Okay, back to this. Nobody's watching your kids' videos on Facebook, I promise you. I'll prove it to you. Next time you tape your kids dance, take 1 second of it and then add 20 minutes of just your own asshole. Just go in the bathroom and just record your own anus opening and closing for 20 minutes. Tack it on to your kid dancing for a second, put that on Facebook. Everybody will write the same thing. That's adorable. I think I see a future star. Everybody has a competition in their brain of good thoughts and bad thoughts. Hopefully they win, the good thoughts win. For me, I always have both. I have like the thing I believe, the good thing. That's the thing I believe. And then there's this thing. And I don't believe it, but it is there. It's always this, and then this thing. It's my brain that I call, of course, but maybe. I'll give you an example. Okay, like of course, children who have nut allergies need to be protected. Of course. We have to segregate their food from nuts, have their medication available at all times, and anybody who manufactures or serves food needs to be aware of deadly nut allergies. Of course. But maybe if touching a nut kills you, you're supposed to die. course not. Of course not. Of course not. Jesus. I have a nephew who has that. I'd be devastated if something happened to him. But maybe, maybe, if we all just do this for 1 year, we're done with nut allergies forever. No, of course not. Of course, if you're fighting for your country and you get shot or hurt, it's a terrible tragedy. Of course. Of course. But maybe if you pick up a gun and go to another country and you get shot, it's not that weird. Maybe if you get shot by the dude you were just shooting at, it's a tiny bit your fault. Of course, slavery is the worst thing that ever happened. Listen, you all clapped for dead kids with the nuts. For kids dying from nuts, you applauded. So you're in this with me now. Do you understand? You don't get to cherry pick. Those kids did nothing to you. Of course, slavery is the worst thing that ever happened. Of course it is. Every time it's happened. Black people in America, Jews in Egypt, every time a whole race of people has been enslaved, it's a terrible, horrible thing. Of course. But maybe every incredible human achievement in history was done with slaves. Every single thing where you go, how did they build those pyramids? They just threw human death and suffering at them until they were finished. How did we traverse the nation with a railroad so quickly? We just threw Chinese people in caves and blew them up and didn't give a shit what happened to them. There's no end to what you can do when you don't give a fuck about particular people. You can do anything. That's where human greatness comes from, is that we're shitty people, that we fuck others over. Even today, how do we have this amazing microtechnology? Because the factory where they're making these, they jump off the fucking roof because it's a nightmare in there. You really have a choice. You can have candles and horses and be a little kinder to each other, or let someone suffer immeasurably far away just so you can leave a mean comment on YouTube while you're taking a shit. Thanks a lot, folks. You guys are great. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
It's amazing how different shit is now. And it hasn't been this way for a long time. It's been a very short time. Everybody has a phone in their pocket. It didn't used to be you had a phone. Just a few years ago, nobody had their phone. It was just the phone. It was this thing, the phone, that was in a room in your house. And then you had to dial this fucking thing. There was a rotor, and you had to turn it and go. You actually hated people with zeros in their numbers because they made you do, well, this guy's got a 0 and a 9. How badly do I want to talk to that piece of shit? That's too much work. Now we have this, which is amazing. We have these phones that you can call in an airstrike. You can look at the top of your own head. It's amazing, this shit, and it's wasted on the shittiest generation of piece of shit assholes that ever fucking lived. I swear to God, we are. We're the worst people so far. Because we have this beautiful thing and we hate it. We're just, never saw a person going, look at what my phone can do. Nobody does that. They all go, this fucking thing sucks. I can't get it to think. Give it a second, would you? Could you give it a second? It's going to space. Can you give it a second to get back from space? Is the speed of light too slow for you, you non-contributing product sponge cunt? Can you just wait? Can you just take a little breath? Just wait for that picture of Axl Rose to get on your phone. Like it even fucking mattered what you were doing. Like it was even important. We're all just so mad. I hate my phone sucks. No, it doesn't. It's amazing. The shittiest cell phone in the world is a miracle. Your life sucks around the phone. Why are you so mad at it? People say the craziest shit. I hate Verizon. What are you talking about? How can that feeling exist? I hate Verizon. Why? Did they fire you and take away your pension? No, just a couple of times it was weird for a second. Hate them. Hate Verizon. Well, make your own then. You go make one. Make your own network. Get some hubcaps and climb some trees. See how close yours is to perfect. Why would it be perfect? Really, it's as good as it is. Why do we expect it to be fucking perfect all the fucking time? We're not contributing. We're not helping it be perfect. We don't even know what is involved. Do you have any idea what is involved in taking your thing that you said that nobody needs to ever hear ever? When you go, hey, what's up, dude? And a little invisible magic angel takes it. God damn it. When did you send me that text? If I sent it to you a month ago, it's amazing whenever it gets to you. It's amazing. Whenever it gets to you in your chosen, it's amazing. Whenever it gets to you in your chosen fucking font, it's incredible. I don't know, I'm not that old, I'm 41, but I'm still amazed at the shit in my life. I'm amazed at the shit in the world. I was on a plane once, like about a month ago, and they had high-speed wireless internet on the plane. And they had never done that before. They explained to us that we were like one of the first aircraft. And I opened up my laptop, and I'm online. I'm looking at YouTube and shit while we're flying. And then it broke down. And the woman says, I'm sorry, but we have to fix the internet so it's down for the rest of the flight. The guy next to me goes, it's fucking bullshit. Like, dude, how does the world owe you something you didn't even know existed 30 seconds ago? People on planes are the worst. People on planes, they complain. They get off the plane, they come to your house, and they tell you about their whole flight experience. And they make it sound like it was fucking a cattle car in Poland in the 40s. They just make it, that was the worst day of my life. I had to sit on the runway for 40 minutes. That's a story in this country. That's a fucking hardship. That you had to sit on the runway. People will listen to that story. They'll stop doing the dishes and turn around and go, oh my God, really? For 40 minutes? That's awful. You should sue them. I had to sit on the runway for 40 minutes. Oh my God, really? What happened then? Did you fly through the air like a bird? Incredibly? Did you soar into the clouds impossibly? Did you partake in the miracle of human flight? And then land softly on giant tires that you couldn't even conceive how they fucking put air in them? How dare you? Bitching about flying! I had to pay for my sandwich. You're flying! You're sitting in a chair in the sky! You're like a Greek myth right now. But it doesn't go back very far, and I'm sort of squishing my knees. The Wright brothers would kick us all right in the cunt if they knew. If you could go back in time to Orville Wright and go, hey, dude, I had to sit on the runway for 40 minutes. And he'd be like, oh, shit, well, let's not even bother then. Hey, Wendell, shut it down. They make you wait for a bit. That hardly seems worth it. There's always delays. That's what everybody complains about. There's always delays when I fly. Really? Delays. It's too slow. Air travel's too slow. New York to California in 6 hours. That used to take 30 years to do that. And a bunch of you would die on the way there. You get shot in the neck with an arrow and you go, and fall down. And the other passengers would just bury you and put a stick there with your hat on it and keep walking. And one of them would fuck your wife and have 3 babies. And all the old people would die. You'd be a whole different group of people by the time you got to California. Now you watch an Adam Sandler movie and you take a big runny dump and you're there. I was flying about a week ago, and I was in the airport and I saw this really old man, and he's on a wheelchair. I can fucking hear that shit, so back the fuck off. I can hear it in your headsets. Just careful, or turn them down. Sorry to fuck up the entire show for that, but I can hear. Get closer to him. No, it's okay. It's fine. Get closer to him. He won't mind. All right, wait a second. Okay, that's about where I was. Okay. That's right. I was in the airport. Just drenched right now. Totally drenched. It's like I peed. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm in the airport, and I'm going through security, and they bring this old man in a wheelchair, and he was crazy old. I mean, he was the oldest thing I've ever seen. I've been to museums and shit. This dude, I didn't know there had been as much time as this guy was old. I mean, he was at least forever. He was at least that old. Just tiny little Nosferatu hands and eggy head. Just one of those. So frail. It was like just the atmosphere was crushing him into a diamond. And they're pushing him through, and I'm not the only. Like, he was parting the people because people were going, "What the fuck? That's crazy. He's really old." And they take him through security, and if you're really old or you're in a wheelchair, you can't go through the metal detector if you're in a wheelchair. So they take you to secondary clearance, which is far more stringent. Like, the oldest and feeblest people get the highest scrutiny. So they take him over there, and he doesn't even look good for Infinity. He's not even like he's the whole thing going. And they take him over, and they start checking him for weapons. Like, thirdly, what do you got there? Huh? Like, checking him. And they lift him, I swear to God, they picked him up gently out of the wheelchair by the shoulders, and he's standing between these two guys like this. And they're going, whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm like, really? Is that the guy, fellas? You think that's the guy? You want to maybe let him go? Let him enjoy the last 10 seconds of his life doing something else? What is he gonna? Even if he pulled it off, he deserves whatever he wanted. Really. What is he gonna do? Even if he had a grenade, let him keep it. And I know what they'd say. They'd be like, "Well, where do you draw the line?" This is the line. This guy right here, he's the actual line. It's very clear. There's always somebody going through security who's like, "I don't want to take off my shoes. Stupid. I'm not a terrorist." Oh, that's right. We only make terrorists do that. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I was on a plane, I'm first class, and a soldier gets on a plane. I see soldiers fly all the time because that's how they get to the war. If they fly on a shitty airline, you think they get to go in a cool green plane with a red light and go, go, go? No, they just go to Delta, and they just
wait in line to go to a war. And they always fly coach. I've never seen a soldier in first class in my life. It could be a full bird colonel. He's between two fat guys in coach. And they're always nice. I've never seen a soldier get on a plane like, hey, I'm in the army. Fuck you. I have a gun. They're always like, oh, yes, sir. Thank you very much, ma'am. It's like having an extra flight attendant. They help everybody put their shit up. They're awesome. And every time that I see a soldier on a plane, I always think, you know what? I should give him my seat. It would be the right thing to do. It would be easy to do, and it would mean a lot to him. I could go up to him, hey, son. I get to call him son. Hey, son, go ahead and take my seat. Because I'm in first class. Why? For being a professional asshole. I'm in first class because I talk about babies with big dicks. That's what got me my seat. This guy is giving his life for the country, he thinks, and so